What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into NXT from November the 26th, 2024. A very fun show. NXT continues to be the best wrestling show of the entire week, bar none. And this was a really good show. We are 1 week away until we get to NXT Deadline, which is shaping up to be quite interesting and fun. So we kicked the show off with Ridge Holland. He comes out and he gets on the mic and says, "I told you so. Trick Williams, Deadline, I'll be seeing you." So that was cool. So he came out in the Chase U theme and stuff, and Vic Joseph edited up on commentary, and it was all a ruse. It was Ridge Holland. So this is great. Short and sweet. I actually did like this. I'm glad that they have faith in Ridge Holland to, feud with Trick Williams. I'm still thinking that Obafemi will probably return in the next couple of weeks, maybe. Or maybe he does return at NXT Deadline. And they build him up. And maybe, they do Trick Williams and Obafemi at NXT Deadline. So I think they're just giving Obafemi some well-deserved time off for a while until they come up with something else for him to do between now and NXT Stand and Deliver next year. So we'll see how that goes. But this is okay. First match of the night, Ethan Page defeats Axiom. He qualifies for the men's Iron Survivor. So why wouldn't he win? So the match was okay. Axiom did Axiom things. Kicks, flips, and dives. And then it's crazy that Ethan Page won with just a regular lariat. It was like an inside-out lariat, which was kind of cool. So that's how he won. I'm surprised he didn't win with the Ego's Edge. But it is what it is. Such is life. So post-match, Sarah Schreiber had a little post-match interview with Ethan Page. Ethan Page says, if you bet against all ego, you'll always lose money. He's the last guy anyone wanted to qualify for this Iron Survivor challenge match. So Nathan Frazier, he gets in the ring and he cuts off Ethan Page. Nathan Frazier said that he's going to win because Ethan Page won't be able to catch up with him. Ethan Page called Axiom the driving force of their tag team. Nathan Frazier disagrees with that notion. Wesley comes out and says that Page is playing mind games with Frazier. Wesley thinks that he has this match on lock. Javon Evans joins the conversation. How many times is Wesley going to be stuck in the penalty box, he says. And then this leads into a massive NXT parking lot. Massive NXT tag team division brawl. So that's really cool there. It makes sense. And there is going to be a last chance fatal 4-way, which I kind of thought they would be doing that anyway, because they always do that for like Money in the Banks and Iron Survivor matches as well. So they've been doing that for, a while now. So that does make sense. Who wins the Iron Survivor? My pick is going to probably be Wesley. I think it makes sense. I don't want to see Trick Williams and Ethan Page anymore. I think once Ethan Page loses, he needs to go up to the main roster. It's time. I think he's ready for it. And I could see him maybe being on Raw, maybe doing something with The Miz and the Final Testament, if they're still doing that storyline when he gets called up. So That's what they should do with Ethan Page, honestly. I think he's primed and ready for the main roster, like, no doubt. So, there's that. But Wesley should win the Iron Survivor. He's my pick to win. It just makes sense. Moving on. Oh, I forgot. Wesley did mention New Year's Evil, so that should probably take place early January. So January 7th, I think it'll happen. Yep, January 7th is when New Year's Evil should happen. Moving on. So, we head back to the women's locker room. So, Brinley Reese is picking Soruka to win the Women's Iron Survivor. Lola Vice reminds Stephanie Vaquer that she only assisted her just to make sure Jada Parker didn't qualify. Ren Sinclair says that it wasn't a wise choice for Lola to cost Jada another match after she smashed a brick over her head a few weeks ago. Lola Vice should just hold that L. Lola proceeds to challenge Ren to a match, and she'll show the world the only weapon she needs are her two fists. And I do like that. Lola Vice is sexy as hell. Ooh wee. Her husband is one lucky son of a bitch. I can tell you that. He's one lucky son of a bitch. Moving on. Oh, my bad. Although I would like to see Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice mix it up. I think that would be pretty fun. That should be cool right there. I would love that. That would be great. That would be excellent right there. That would be super fun. That would be fun. I still have not decided who I think is going to win the Women's Iron Survivor. I just can't pick a winner right now. I can't. Well, I'm still going to go with Zarya because that's what it seems like. But we'll have to wait and see. But Zarya right now is my main pick to win. And then after that, it's like a toss-up between Giulia or Stephanie Vaquer. Moving on, so we get some more Ashanti the Adonis drama, which is funny. So Ashanti the Adonis, he was caught off by Nikita Lyons last week. He admits that there was something there with Carmen Petrovic. Nikita Lyons wants assurance from Ashanti the Adonis that he was still interested in her. So, basically, Nikita Lyons calls herself a full-grown woman. I love that, and which she is. Ooh, wee. Good God. Carmen says that she's done with Ashanti the Adonis because she's not going to deal with his games. So, this is fun. I do like this. I like this. This is really good drama right here. This is really good drama. Moving on. Ren Sinclair is defeated by Lola Vice. Lola Vice wins via the 305 for the 1-2-3. So I like that. Lola Vice, she's kind of been stuck in the mid card for a while. I'm hoping maybe next year that she gets moved back up to the main event scene. I think Lola would do well in the main event scene. I don't see Roxanne Perez or Cora Jade getting called up to the main roster. I just don't see that. But I like what they're doing with Lola Vice, so maybe they're slowly but surely beginning to build her back up to where she can get into the main event scene. I don't know. We have to just wait and see. The women's division in NXT is super stacked, and you've got so many good, talented women within that division. It's really unreal. Like, you've got Jada Parker, you've got Lola Vice, Stephanie Vaquer, Zarya / Delta, Roxanne Perez, you got Cora Jade. You got Nikita Lyons, you got a really, really good stacked women's division. You got about a good, literally 8 to 10 women that are actually legitimately good character-wise for some of them and in-ring-wise for some of them. So you got the NXT women's division has a super-duper stacked women's division, and it's always a good thing. Moving on. So Fatal Influence, JC Jane and Jasmine Nix, they mess with Tatum Paxley's dolls in the backstage area. They make fun of her and call her a freak. Okay, that's fine. I wanted to burn my television down to the fucking ground because Shawn Spears was on it, but thankfully he lost to Tony D. Tony D wins via the Spine Buster, and he retains the NXT North American Championship. And then post-match, Tony D'Angelo beats up Brooks Jensen and Shawn Spears, which was great. But then Nico, that guy who's been with Shawn Spears and Brooks Jensen for a couple of weeks now, he shows up and he hit a massive running lariat to take out Tony D. So that's pretty cool there. I do like that. Nico seems interesting. I don't know him all that well. I'm not familiar with his work. But it's interesting to see a new face. But hopefully this does make Shawn Spears and Brooks Jensen just a little bit more interesting. Just a little bit more. But I'm still not a fan of Brooks Jensen or Shawn Spears, for the record. Just wanted to clarify that. Moving on, so we get a Chase U vignette. Andre Chase vignette. So he's taking down all the posters and the pictures and everything else, and we see flashbacks. You know, we hear voiceovers from Thea Hale and Riley Osborne and Duke Hudson. And as he's about to leave, Andre Chase, a student calls his name and says, Mr. Chase, and then that was the end of the vignette. So this is good. I do like this. Really good stuff here. It seems like they're going to try to revive Chase U, but in a different manner, in a different way. I don't see them, going back to the Chase U thing ever again. But they'll try something. So I'm very intrigued as in what they're going to be doing next. So I don't know how this is going to play out, but I'm definitely here for the ride, for sure. Moving on, Giulia defeats Kalani Jordan to qualify for the women's Iron Survivor. So this is a very good match. Both women worked well. In my opinion, this should have been the main event. If we're being honest, it should have. I think that it would have been better than Fallon Henley and Tatum Paxley. Even though we got the return of Gigi Dolin, you still could have had her show up here. So that's just what I would have done. But I get why they did that though. But in my opinion, this should have been the main event, though, because I thought it was. I mean, I get that the NXT Women's North American Championship was on the line, but still, I just think like this would have been a better main event match, though. That's just me. But this match was solid. A bunch of really good spots here. They work well together. Kalani Jordan is a star in the making. She's good. Her only problem is her character and her promo ability. Other than that, the in-ring stuff, she's got that down pat. Like, girl is smooth with everything she does. Very, very smooth. Same with Giulia. So Giulia wins via the running knee, followed up by the Northern Lights bomb for the 1-2-3. Really good stuff there. And so she qualifies. Moving on. So Ava, she announces that next week on NXT, there'll be 2 last chance Iron Survivor Fatal 4-Way matches for both the men and women. The winners of those matches will advance to NXT Deadline. So Lexis King is very grateful for the opportunity. So next week on NXT, there's also going to be a tag team battle royal. The winners will face Axiom and Nathan Frazier for the NXT tag titles at NXT Deadline. And so Axiom's not thrilled about this at all. He's pissed about it. And so him and Nathan Frazier, they're still trying to one-up each other, I guess. So I like that, I guess. Moving on. So this was great. So there was a massive tag team brawl that took place. Eddy Thorpe got involved, and basically he was upset that he didn't get his way, and Ava's like, look, I've done all I can for you. And so then Ava gets knocked down. She gets knocked down. She bruises her nose. She hits the door. And so we come back from commercial. Shawn Michaels, he shows up. He's pissed as hell. And he jacks up Eddy Thorpe and throws him into the NXT garage area, which is great. And I love this. This was great. This was excellent. Excellent shit here. This was great. I love this. This was tremendous. This was tremendous. This was tremendous. I love this. And I get where they're going with this, because they are trying to turn, Eddy Thorpe heel, it seems like. I don't know why, but I think what should happen is they should like suspend him for a couple months for doing it. Maybe send him to NXT. Send him to TNA for a while as like a little excursion. I think that would be pretty okay. So I don't know. Maybe that's the plan. Moving on. So Trick Williams, he's out next. He shows up. So he says that he hopes that Ava is okay. He says that she'll be okay because we know who her bloodline is. Yes, we do. So he talked about what happened to Chase U last week. He said that he's not gonna lie. He looked around and he saw kids crying. He said it was sad. He saw lots of shock. He saw shock on a lot of the faces of the fans, including himself. Then he looked up and he saw Rich Holland's face with a pure evil grin on his face. He said that NXT... No, my bad. Trick Williams says that's when he knew that him and Ridge aren't the same. They ain't the same. Because he came up through this business with some dogs who love NXT that put it on the line. Like DIY, Braun Breaker, Timmy Stratton, Ilya Dragunov, and even people like Carmelo Hayes. And most importantly, people like Chase U. He said that he's not going to let him become NXT champion, because if I let you, Ridge, become NXT champion, everything we worked so hard to create, this black and silver brand, will die. So Ridge Holland then shows up and he says, Trick, don't touch me. You're damn right it's going to die. And Trick, I don't care. Wherever I go, controversy follows me. Then we go to the Titantron and we see one Eric Bischoff. So he shows up. It's great. So he says that Trick, you're right. Things in NXT have been very chaotic, and I really enjoy it. But next week, I want a closer look, because next week he's coming to NXT. Ridge, you want the NXT title so bad. You and Trick want to keep, and Trick, you want to keep it, right? We're going to find out how bad, what makes you guys tick. And if you think tensions are high now, by the time I'm done, you guys are going to destroy each other at Deadline. Hell, maybe even right there in the ring. See you guys next week. So I do love that. That was great. Really good stuff. Excellent. Excellent shit. Excellent. Bischoff showing up was tremendous. Good stuff. Good stuff. Moving on. So next week on NXT, Ren Sinclair, she'll be in the last 10 Fatal 4-Way against Kalani Jordan, Cora Jade, and Jada Parker. And then X-Pac, he's going to be on the program as well with Eric Bischoff, so that should be cool. Main event of the evening, Fallon Henley defeats Tatum Paxley to retain the NXT Women's North American Championship with the help of one JC Jane. So, basically, post-match, Fatal Influence, they gang up on Tatum Paxley, and then Gigi Dolin, she shows up, makes a save. She's been out for months. I can't remember the last time we even saw her. She's been out, I want to say it was a good 6 months. So she shows up, she headbutts JC Jane, and then JC Jane is then dropped by the STO, and then Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolin, they clear the ring, and they stand tall. That was the end of the show. So, really good stuff there. I do like that. I'm glad that Gigi is back. She's been gone for a while. I like her new look. It's like a goth girl look, so I do like that. That's pretty cool. An alternative look, so I like that. That really fits her very well. NXT this week was great. So I love the Shawn Michaels altercation with Eddy Thorpe. That was great. The Trick, Williams, Ridge Holland stuff is fun, especially with Eric Bischoff showing up. The Iron Survivor stuff was great for the men and the women, especially the women. Giulia winning was the right decision. Kalani Jordan, great stuff. That should have been the main event, though. I'm still, going to harp on that. That really should have been the main event, but I get it, though. But NXT was solid. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.